My name is Emily Leifer, and this is the 5th post for Museums and Public Memory. We were asked to do something about one of the exhibitions we're planning for the end of the semester. I chose to do the Charles River, and I went to the Mount Feake Cemetery behind campus today and took some pictures. The first thing you noticed when you're going through this, well, the first thing I noticed when going through the cemetery was the sign for no trespassing, that it is private property, and that it's not part of Riverwalk, so I don't know how well this will fit into our exhibition plans. But it is part of the Charles River, it is on the Charles River, so maybe it does fit in. I was surprised how big the cemetery was, and I didn't even know it was there. I thought the landscaping of the cemetery was pretty interesting and pretty typical for cemeteries. They're very clearly trained and put their trees. And trees that seem to grow there naturally. I think trees have a lot to do with growth and moving on and rebirth, and are really used a lot in cemeteries. There were lots of very old looking, but not necessarily that old, headstones and monuments. There are also lots of very simple, plain monuments. What was interesting is the surprisingly modern monuments. This one is from 1891, yet it doesn't look at all like 1891. The same with this square one in the background. That was really striking. Also, the simplicity of this monument here. Another interesting monument was the Shepherd monument that features Mr. Shepherd, who must have been a very wealthy man, in his business suit inside of a large monument. Perhaps he was someone important in the Waltham community. This large headstone also caught my attention, mostly because of the text, which says perpetual care, either an instruction or a wish for the future. These clearly did not have that instruction on them. There is a plaza in the cemetery dedicated to those fallen in the Civil War from Waltham. It seems that there were a lot. There are several gravestones that seem to be original from the 1860s, and some that have been replaced, which is interesting to see that such old gravestones looking so